Okay, welcome back to the second half of the 5 balloon column one twist, so the penta, excuse me, one twist. This is the second half. You should be, if you just finished part 6, you should have something like this going on. This is right where we left off. Go ahead and switch this to the smooth shaded up here. And let's go to top and go back to select all so we can see the all views. So what we've got now is 5 balloons that are kind of embedded in these 2 pentagons we were using earlier for reference. We are done with those for now. So click on those and then click delete on your keyboard. Now we're going to do the exact same technique we used for our 11-inch quad column we did earlier, where we have to then take and group these and copy, paste, rotate, and then start stacking these up. So the first thing we're going to do is it doesn't, like I mentioned earlier, the program doesn't like to keep pentagons centered on the center of the workspace. So to make it do that, we are going to first of all create another cylinder with the cylinder tool. So click and drag out another cylinder, double click on the properties, and then let's set this to 48, and then we're going to go 10-sided by 1. And then let's make the length 1 inch just to give it kind of a flat disc looking shape here. Go straight to edit, locate, and we are going to center about origin, and that creates this kind of cool looking, I don't know, like a little cookie looking thing over here. Alright, so while we've got that, let's go to build. So select your disc you just made, go to build, and we are going to convert that to a mesh. And then next thing we need to do is make this all one group. We're not going to join solids like we did before, but we're going to group. So Control A to select all, and then build and group. By the way, there is a shortcut for group. It's G and U, group and ungroup. So we're going to group that, and now what we've got is this acts as a single object even though they are still individual objects. I'm going to go straight to edit, locate, and now we are going to stand on ground. So our column starts on the ground. I'm going to go to the front view, and I'm going to go to the object viewpoint, use a zoom tool, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and then the move tool, move everything down. So my workspace from the front looks like that. Back to all. Okay, now we are going to do exactly like we did with the quad column, and we need to create a couple of custom textures here just for construction. So the first one, we're going to double click on new in the texture browser over here, the materials browser, and we're going to set this to 0.25. Set the transparency to 0.25, click OK, and then we're going to click new again, and we're going to create our own quick custom color. I'm going to make kind of a cool dark red color. You can make whatever color you want, whatever works for you. And click OK. So now I've got my clear and my red. Okay, so I need to duplicate this object and rotate it. So we are going to select it with the selection tool, Control C, Control V, use the move tool, isolate the y-axis, and we're going to drag that out, and then we're going to go to edit and rotate, and we need to rotate custom, and we're going to rotate on the y-axis 36 degrees because that's half of 72 degrees. And if we go up here and we click the wireframe view, you can see we now have a very nice geometric shape going on here. They are perfectly nested inside of each other. Alright, back to the smooth shaded. Alright, so the top one we are going to select with the selection tool. We are going to go to our clear material, and we're going to apply that, and then select the bottom one and use the red and apply that. So we have our 2 different colors. Now from the front view, we're going to go to one view. I'm going to select the top group of balloons, keep the y-axis isolated, grab the move tool. Your snapping should still be enabled at 0.25, and I'm going to drag that down and use the same trick and see how I can see when the balloons are making contact based on the color change there. So I want to get these to where they're just touching right there. Perfect. Alright, so go to the selection drag select tool, grab them both, Control C, Control V. This should be familiar. You could pretty much already did this in the quad column builder. See, again, I'm using my little dot here as a reference. Control A to select all, Control C, Control V to paste. I'm just going to keep stacking these. Now, because we have 5 balloons, we need to make 10 of these for this to work, to make one, excuse me, to make one full twist. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 2 more. So I'm going to use the drag select, and I'm going to grab just these top 2. Control C, Control V, move tool, and move those up, and I can just see that, so I don't have to do any zooming in or out. You can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out if you can't see what you're working on, obviously to kind of center things. But I now have all 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All 10 of my pentas are stacked up exactly the way I need them. Gonna go to my all view, and now we've created this goofy looking weird thing over here. All right. So I am going to now click Control A, select on the keyboard, Control A to select all. I'm going to go to Build and going to select Ungroup, and then unselect everything by just clicking out on the field. And now I'm going to go to the drag select tool. I'm going to drag it down the side here, and I'm going to go over just the discs that we have in here, and that will select all of the discs. Once you've done that, hit delete on your keyboard. And that removes all of the discs that you used to kind of line everything up, and now you've got a perfectly stacked set of pentas. All right, I'm going to do Control, you know what, let's just do this to get rid of this color. So double click on your material, and then go to delete and say OK. That'll get rid of the first one. Double click on that material and go to delete and say OK on that one. And now you've got this gray stack of balloons. Go ahead and go to File and Save, since we've made some pretty substantial progress here. So the next thing we need to do is what we did before, where we go around the column and select the individual balloons and group them into spirals. And so I'm going to go the same direction I did before, and again I'm using the selection tool, and I am right clicking to select multiple balloons, viewpoint, rotate. Again, the selection tool, right click, right click, right click, and right click. And now I should have all of them just like that. Yep. Build, oops, I'm sorry, go to the the object edit, build, and group. That gets my first group. I'm going to grab this one since it's handy, start right clicking these. Viewpoint, rotate, come way around, next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. Rotate that around, make sure I've got them all. Build, sorry, go to the object edit mode, build and group. Unselect, find another single one, there we go. Rotate this around so I can see what I'm doing. Back to selection mode, right click, right click, right click. Rotate, right click, right click, right click, and right click. Rotate to double check my selection. Back to object edit, build, and group. Okay, I'm going to find another single balloon here. Start right clicking those. Rotate. I know this is tedious. I probably don't need to show you guys how to do this, but it's good practice. And the next one. And I've got that group done. Going to the object edit mode, build, and group. And now I don't think I have any individual balloons left. If I go to the top view, oh, there we go, that one's left. Okay, so I thought there was 5. Okay, so I'm going to select that one from the top view, go back to my one view on the perspective mode. Rotate this around. Selection tool, there we go. Rotate that around. Selection tool. Alright, build and group. Now we have all of our stripes done. Go to all, go to File and Save. Okay, that should be it for your 5 balloon 1 twist. If you want to check it out, go ahead and open up your toolbox and do the technique to bring some colors in, or open up a new file, even better, and copy and paste everything into a new file, and go ahead and play with adding colors to this and stacking them up and working with them the same way we do with the quad column. That concludes this tutorial. Thanks, guys.